Can I say something before we even start? You know nothing about sports. I sit in my bed and watch you guys talk about nothing.
Do you really believe that acting is easy?
They tell me what to say, they tell me what to wear. It's a piece of cake.
No, did you see Mamma Mia? He was very good in Mamma Mia. Did you see that?
That was a dreadful film. Didn't you think that was a good film?
Sometimes, our favorite stars drop the Hollywood polish and deliver raw, unfiltered truths. From awkward interviews to brutal takedowns, these moments remind us that even celebrities can't resist a good dose of honesty. On the 1982 Late Night with David Letterman, Christopher Reeve didn't shy away from criticizing his Superman co-star Marlon Brando during an interview.
I must say, I don't say this to be vicious, but I don't worship at the altar of Marlon Brando because I feel that he's copped out in a certain way. He could really be inspiring a whole generation of actors, but what happened is the press loved him whether he was good, bad, or indifferent. So he doesn't care anymore, and I just think it would be sad to be 53, whatever he is, and not give a damn, that's all. I just think it's too bad that the man has kind of been forced into that hostility.
He expressed dissatisfaction with Brando's lack of effort, revealing the frustrations of working with a legend who wasn't pulling his weight.
Was it exciting to work with him, though?
Not really, no. No. I had a wonderful time, but the man didn't care. I'm sorry. He just, took the $2 million and ran,
Yeah. I appreciate you being here. It was a lot of fun
Marlon's going to kill me, but anyway,
No.
thank you.
Speaking of unvarnished truths, Aubrey Plaza's first day confession will leave you both cringing and laughing. During an interview, Aubrey Plaza recounted how her first day on set involved a particularly uncomfortable scene with little direction.
I read it on the page, and it said, Brandy masturbates. And in my head, I envisioned a nice scene where you just see my hand slowly go out of frame.
Right, the frame stops.
The frame stops.
And then the hand,
here,
and then that's the left. The left is left to the imagination.
That's right. That's what I thought I was going into. But then when I showed up, the camera was mounted on the ceiling. I was in my underwear and a Clinton t-shirt, and there were a bunch of old men smoking.
True to her quirky charm, she approached it with the kind of commitment that left audiences laughing.
I thought I was doing one thing, and then when I showed up, it was a whole different thing. It was a full body shot, and I asked the director, what should I do? And she said, masturbate, like it says in the script.
What a kind directorial note.
Well, yeah.
From awkward beginnings to brutal critiques, let's hear what Miriam Margolyes had to say about a certain musical. Miriam Margolyes didn't hold back when asked about Mamma Mia. She shared her dislike for the film right in front of one of the cast actors, Dominic Cooper, who was sitting right beside her.
No, did you see Mamma Mia? He was very good in Mamma Mia. Did you see that?
That was a dreadful film. Didn't you think that was a good film?
I can't possibly say that.
Yes! It was fun, Miriam! It was the film of Mamma Mia!
Her bluntness turned the interview into a hilariously awkward moment. And now, on to Alec Baldwin's take on the city that never sleeps. On the 2014 Late Night with David Letterman, Alec Baldwin shared his colorful take on the contrast between New York and Los Angeles.
Do you decide to move to Los Angeles where everything is behind a gate? You're in a car, your feet never touch public land. You never interact with the public. And in New York, millionaires and whores shoulder to shoulder in New York.
Speaking of candid revelations, Carrie Fisher's take on Star Wars was as bold as it gets. During her Late Show interview in 2016, Carrie Fisher shared how Star Wars demanded her to lose weight.
Were you asked to physically transform at all as Princess Leia? I heard they asked you to lose weight.
They did. They always do. They want to hire part of me, not all of me. So they want to hire about 3/4. And so I have to get rid of the 4th somehow.
Moving from Hollywood to fashion, let's dive into Jim Carrey's unconventional take on an iconic event. Jim Carrey openly questioned the significance of a high-profile fashion event.
I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am. I
celebrating.
mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons.
in
Boy,
icons?
that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons.
His existential musings and sharp humor were classic Carey, leaving interviewers and fans alike unsure whether to laugh or rethink their life choices. Speaking of sharp humor, Patti LuPone's comments about a pop icon are unforgettable. On the 2017 interview, Patti LuPone didn't mince words when discussing Madonna's acting chops.
What did you think of her role in Evita?
Well, Madonna is a movie killer. She's dead behind the eyes. She cannot act her way out of a paper bag. She should not be in film or on stage. She's a wonderful, performer for what she does, but she is not an actress. Bang.
Her brutally honest remarks added a new chapter to her long history of no-nonsense commentary. Meanwhile, Timothy Olyphant took a lighter approach, roasting the entire acting profession. Timothy Olyphant joked about the simplicity of being an actor.
Acting is easy. That's your quote from Tim Olyphant. Do you really believe that acting is easy?
They tell me what to say, they tell me what to wear. It's a piece of cake.
Really?
Stand over there and say this. Here, put this on.
His comments on method acting provided a refreshing take on an often over-romanticized craft.
Did you see that Jim Carrey documentary on Netflix where he was in character? He's like in character 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, never breaks character. I watched that documentary in character.
Really?
My character hated it.
Your character didn't like it?
My character thought it was just narcissistic and pretentious.
If Timothy kept it real about acting, wait until you hear how Jennifer Lawrence summed up her break from the spotlight. Jennifer Lawrence humorously summed up her break from the spotlight with a tongue-in-cheek update about how she spent her time.
You were talking about wanting to take a break from the spotlight and from acting. What did you do? Did you have fun? What did you do for the last 3 years?
I just have a ton of sex.
Good for you. Good for you.
From breaks to breakdowns, Naomi Campbell's shade on a famous feud stole the show. Naomi Campbell's commentary on a high-profile feud at Fashion Week was as sharp as her runway walk.
What did you think about Nicki and Cardi's altercation at Fashion Week? You were at that party, right?
No, it was called the Icon Party, but there were no icons there.
Oh.
On the topic of icons, Dakota Johnson delivered one of the most memorable interview moments in talk show history. Dakota Johnson humorously pointed out Jimmy Fallon's tendency to interrupt his guests during their interviews.
But are you in a cabin somewhere?
Yes, it's a sort of lodge in Big Sur.
Sorry. And so you go out to walk the dog?
Well, no.
It's cool.
Do
they allow dogs at the hotel?
Aren't you supposed to let people talk on the show?
The Candid moment highlighted her quick wit and ability to control the conversation. And just when you thought Dakota was done with her honesty streak, she faced off with Ellen DeGeneres. Dakota Johnson corrected Ellen DeGeneres during a live interview about her birthday party invitation, creating one of the most awkward yet entertaining moments in talk show history.
How was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited. Last time I was on the show, you gave me a bunch of about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited.
Well, who doesn't want to be invited to a party?
Well, I didn't even know you liked me.
Moving from awkward interviews to unapologetic monologues, Ricky Gervais brought the house down at the Golden Globes. In 2020, Ricky Gervais used his platform as host of the Golden Globes to roast Hollywood's hypocrisy.
If you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and off, okay?
Not only that, he also joked about Harvey Weinstein, referencing the disgraced producer's crimes and Hollywood's complicity.
Our next presenter starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein. You did it. I didn't. You did it. Shut the up.
And when a Hollywood slap made headlines, Gervais wasn't done speaking his mind. Following the infamous Oscar slap, Ricky Gervais commented on what he would have said if he were in Chris Rock's shoes.
I trended on Twitter that day. I trended. I wasn't even there. Nothing to do with me. Because people were saying, what would Ricky Gervais have said? What would have happened to Ricky Gervais? Well, nothing. And I said this live. I said, nothing would happen to me because I wouldn't have told a joke about his wife's hair. I'd have told a joke about a boyfriend.
His cutting humor reminded everyone why he's the king of comedic honesty. Switching gears, let's dive into Kate Hudson's memorable lie detector moment. During a Vanity Fair lie detector test, Kate Hudson revealed a surprising detail about her on-screen chemistry with a former co-star.
And like longhorns. You know what I mean?
How about let's add someone else to the mix?
Oh,
How
jeez.
about him? Now who's the better kisser?
No, canceled.
Canceled.
Her lighthearted honesty made the interview a viral sensation. Speaking of viral moments, Cheryl Lee Ralph had a message for her younger self that also sent ripples through Hollywood. At the Golden Globes, Cheryl Lee Ralph shared a heartfelt message about self-love, while subtly shading societal beauty standards.
What would you want to tell your 15-year-old self right now on this carpet? You're talking
to my 15-year-old self. There's nothing wrong with your nose. There is nothing wrong with the shade of your skin. And there is certainly nothing wrong with your lips, because there will be some people called Kardashians and they will pay $10,000 for your lips. Hang in there, 15-year-old Cheryl Lee Ralph. You're good.
Her words resonated deeply, proving her wisdom and wit are timeless. From heartfelt to hilarious, Kevin Hart's banter on First Take was a slam dunk. Kevin Hart's guest appearance on First Take turned into a comedic roast, with the star poking fun at the host's commentary.
Can I say something before we even start? Okay. You two disgust me. I'm gonna come out and say it. You know nothing about sports. I sit in my bed and watch you guys talk about nothing every morning. Do you know how upset it makes me?
His quick wit and humor kept the segment buzzing long, even after the show finished airing.
Why morning after morning do you sit up in your bed watching us talk about nothing? Could it be because you're addicted to watching us talk about nothing? No. Like so many viewers are?
No, I'm addicted to what are you gonna say wrong next?
Oh,
okay, that's what I'm addicted. You know, Skip, I've never seen a man that can be wrong and keep the same straight face. I've never seen somebody that's wrong so much and look in the camera and not blink.
And finally, Rob Schneider closed the loop with his fiery comments. In 2024, Rob Schneider didn't hold back when talking about the Oscar slap, offering a sharp critique to Will Smith's behavior.
Will Smith is a twat.
Oh, I liked him.
Will Smith has been hiding the fact of who he really is, and it was exposed that night. That he's really an asshole. He's a deep, dark thing. To do that in front of all those people, and to a really great, legendary comedian who's literally the best comedian of our generation.
His bluntness added yet another layer to the ongoing discourse surrounding the incident.
Will Smith is like, for me, when I met him, right, I always say...
Like the nicest, most wonderful, he's a liar. Complete, utter fraud. The thing is, that's how politically correct the Academy is.
Right.
That they were so cowardly. They were so worried about being, racist or whatever. They were like, we can't be. The point is, violence is what it is, and what the color of your skin or your religion doesn't matter.
Sure.
If you commit a crime in front of other people, you get hauled out of there.
Yeah, but didn't you also sort of think, he's standing up for his missus?
It doesn't matter. You can't hit another dude.